watching my videos, guys, you see me making one of these. This is a 23-inch buck saw, and it's a Bahco blade. This is 50mm, 50mm, yeah, 50mm Velcro. Great for protecting your blade and protecting yourself, because these do not bite. I took the bigger one out with me yesterday, but this is a small one. This is the one I would actually take out with me on more occasions, basically because it's smaller. You know, it's a shorter blade. You can actually make the buck saw in the woods. All you need is just a blade and a pocket saw. Today I'm going to use this little beastie again. It's a nice piece of kit. It's my awl for stitching, and of course a bit of canvas to make the bag with. So without further ado, I'm going to measure this up and cut it ready for stitching. Be back in a bit. I'm measuring out the canvas here, and I'm going to take it about there. So I folded it over, so I'm going to cut this off here. This will be going to the into my odds bin, and at some point I might find a bit of use for it. Good stuff. This is artist canvas I'm using, so it will shrink a bit if it's washed. Got a potential for a little dicky bag of some sort there. Fold it over twice, and maybe a utensils bag of some sort, but that goes over there into the odds bin. Right. I'm going to stitch it over slightly there, so I can put a bit of cordage through, so I can put it tight. And what will happen when it's eventually put together, I'll be able to fold the top over like that and hold it in place. You can spend 45 quid for a Woodlaw one, or you can make it yourself. And great believer in doing the whole make it amend it thing. To me, it's part of the heart of this outdoorsy life when you're getting stuff ready to do. I'm going to stitch it across there, up there, then I'll turn it inside out. And with a bit of luck, everything here, that, I'm just working on that at the moment. That's the cordage bit, and somewhere about here, I'll put it down somewhere, there's a bit of cordage that goes across the top. And she'll just trim the bolts on the blade and it'll all fit together. So rather than bore you with endless me stitching this up, which is going to take a long time, I shall start off with the beginning bit, which is basically what you do with this is you pull it out so it's about 3 inches longer than what you need, and then you just poke it through the hole. Try and poke it through the hole. This is waxed cotton. I'm going to pop into either World of Sewing or Hobbycraft to see if they sell this, so I can replace it rather than send off to America. And basically all you do is you poke it through like so, put it back so you've got a bit of a kink, and you put it through. There we go. Catching this, guys. You put it through like so, you pull back, and you basically poke it all through, pull it back and thread it through like so. So I'm going to turn this little beastie off while I carry on stitching this up. I'll see you in a little while, guys, when I've done the Blue Peter thing. Well guys, I'm busy stitching away. I've done the hem the top and I'm just doing the side now. I'll go down the side and round the bottom. It's a long job, or can be a long job, when you keep getting distracted like I do. I've just been listening to the first episode of Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman and pondering a few things. To me, this is part of the art of bushcraft, actually making stuff. You know, getting some material and putting stuff together yourself. I mean, in many cases you often just need the blade of a buck saw, and the materials are in the woods themselves. You know, if you've got your pocket saw, your Barco Laplander or whatever, the folding saw, even one from a Victorinox knife, that will suffice. That will get you the materials you need to make your buck saw with. The buck saw is far better. It's far quicker at cutting than the pocket saw is. Bearing in mind that if you're laying up wood for a few days camp, you need to have an efficient cutting system. It works well with either a throw or an axe, particularly the axe. And does work very well. You can down some substantial trees with the buck saw and the axe. In fact, given the right trees, you can actually make yourself quite a handy little what is it, saw bench or shave horse or whatever, or shelter. Yeah, sometimes we forget the this aspect of bushcraft, the Miami thing, the make it and mend it. You know, it's often we go to a government surplus store to buy. When you pop through that hole, we often pop to a government surplus store, army surplus store, get a bit of army equipment, pop out. You think we're doing bushcraft. To me, as I said, to me this is it. Seen a few videos on survival equipment, survival tins and what have you. By far the best person on that I've read is Cody Lundin. He has the best take on putting a survival kit together to live in the bottom of your bag. And it's the most sensible one, because it takes a realistic approach. This idea of a small tin with a few hooks and a few bits of wire, or a bit of wire and what have you, one snare will not catch you your lunch, as I've mentioned in the past. You will find that you will need about 30 snares, but often it's you need something to give you energy, hence an energy bar of some sort, maybe a Marathon or Snickers as is known now, or Mars bar, something like that. A good knife, and more a clipper. Incidentally, if you watch the Ray Mears Bushcraft Survival series from 2004, you will see in the second episode, I think it is, when he's in the jungle of Venezuela, he's actually using a stainless steel Mora, which is, you know, the man himself is not using his own knife, he's using a Mora clipper. And it's a bloody good knife. So you have one of those, a couple of good strong polythene bags to collect water in, and some other bits and bobs. mostly a bit of cordage taken, string up a sheet of polythene to make a shelter. But most times when it comes to survival, you'll be looking at 72 hours most. After that, you're in deep doo-doo. Trying to get a little gathering together. I'm going to give Sandy a buzz on that one. Let's say, very wet out there at the moment. Snowing in Scotland today. It's March the 19th, so it's very late as far as snow goes, and it's very wet down here. It's almost too wet to go out, hence doing this sort of stuff indoors, making up a little bucksaw case for my smaller bucksaw. This one actually has a habit of is actually better for fitting in the rucksack or carrying on the outside of the rucksack. It's not too obvious of what it is. Other than that, yeah, it's just stitching this together. It's good. I love this little stitching awl. In fact, as I said to Avalon just now, I'm thinking of getting another one to make it up as part of a sewing kit for the rucksack for when I go out, because this would be far more useful than a needle and cotton. Because basically, if something's going to snap, it's going to be something big like the strap on a rucksack. Anyway guys, I'm going to turn off for a bit. I think I've burbled on enough, and I'm going to finish this. So, see you down the line. Well guys, there you go. It's done. One case. Took longer than expected, but that kept distracting me. Everything just fits in there like so. Drop the blade in. Drop the frame in. A little twiddly bit and a little bit of cordage. I might just fold it over the top like that. I'm going to tie a bit of cord on there so it pulls round, and there you go. One very nice looking bucksaw case. Hope it inspires guys, hope it inspires. TTFN till further down the line. This was a Wing It production.